One of the more common tasks in working with prototypes is to create forms. And forms can be problematic, but with prototypes, all you got to do is just sort of show these are the fields and bits and pieces of the form we're going to use. And Fireworks makes it very easy to prototype form. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this lesson. So open up the prototype04.png file in your exercise folder, and when it opens, come over to the tour page. And what we've got here is a little area where you're going to be able to choose two types of tours. There's going to be a group tour and a guided tour. And then you're going to give some contact information, primarily the name, hotel, your email address, and then there'll be a little submit button. Now, the first thing we want to do is sort of get this form information into its own layer. So get to the layers panel. The form information is right here at the top of the content. So what you do is you select these four sublayers, which make up the form. And to quickly move them to the tour plan, which is where the form is going to go, just click the target there and they are moved. Now, let's lock those so that we don't disturb them or move anything around. And let's lock the content too. That way we can't accidentally roll over something on the page. Now with the tour plan layer selected, we can start building our form. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the form here. And the first thing we're going to do is add in a couple of radio buttons or checkboxes for the tour type. And we're going to have two of them. So we'll use a flex component because I like the look of the flex component. It's right there. There's the checkbox. And you just basically drag it onto the page. There it is. And obviously a form item that says checkbox is just not going to work. So we're going to have to edit this. So let's just get it into position. And this one here is going to be a guided tour. So what you do to edit it is you just edit it in place. Double click. You're going to go into symbol editing mode. You can see it up here in the breadcrumb trail. And just come down, find the text. There it is. Get the text tool and just change all the text to guided, Guided. And we're also going to change the word label down here to guided. And then if we come back to the tour page, just get your selection and come back to the tour page, you can see there's our form element. Now we need another one, of course, that the user is going to check for a group tour. Now we're going to reuse the checkbox. Now one thing you don't want to do here is just add the checkbox because you need a copy of it. So to duplicate a symbol, all you do is you just drag it down on top of the new symbol icon here in the document library. We'll name it checkbox 1, but we could name it group. Select the checkbox 1, drag it onto the page. You get a little error message, don't worry about it. And we can close the symbol, line it up, and again, do the same thing. Instead of the word guided, though, we're going to change it to group. So we changed the word to group in the symbol, and we're going to change the text area here too. This is more for insurance than anything else. Now that we've got that done, we can deselect, come back to our tour, and you can see there are our two checkboxes. Now what we need is the contact information and a submit button. And again, we can come over to our common library. And this time we'll choose the Windows. And we'll use a text field component. And we'll just drag that onto the area. We can close the common library now. And all we got to do is just change the label in there. So we'll double click it to edit it in place. Use the text tool, select the text. Enter the word name. And we'll change the label to name. Press the return key to accept the change, click on tour, and there's the name. Now, what we next need to do, of course, is get the hotel where they're staying at. Now, we don't need the common library, we need the document library. So there's the text field, and we're going to do it again. We're going to duplicate the text field, click OK. There's text field 1. Bring it down to the canvas. Don't worry about the error message. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to just say, look, what's the name? Enter the name of your hotel. Double click, edit in place, change it to hotel. Hotel. Over to the selection tool, tour, and there it is there. Now we need a third one, of course, which is their email address. So they're going to need to get hold of us. We'll just open the document library and we'll duplicate text field 1. It'll become text field 2. Remember, you can name these things, so it doesn't matter. And we just drag that onto the canvas, click OK for the error message, and then we'll just bring that in, get that lined up just like that. Double click, edit in place, over to the text tool, email, email, back to selection tool, back to the tour, and there's the email address. Now, there's one more bit of information we need, and that's a submit button. So we can go to the common library, and we'll just grab a button right there. You see, there's the button, and we'll just drop that in place. And it's a little bit on the too big side, so let's deal with the size later. Right now, we're just going to edit it in place, and we'll click enter the word submit. And we'll enter the word submit over here. Back to our selection tool. Back to the tour. Got to enter submit there. Back to the selection tool. Back to the tour. There we go. And basically, to make this button smaller, all you got to do is just resize it. Come over, you choose the scale, and we can just make it a little bit smaller. And just put it where you think it belongs. And if I zoom out to actual size, just double click the magnifying glass, you can see that we've created a rather interesting little form. And this form can then be used by the client to submit information that's required. So in this exercise, what I've done is shown you how to prototype up a form using the common library. One of the keys to this, though, is not to reuse them, but to duplicate any of the items that you may bring in from the common library in your document library. And I showed you how to edit the information as well.